Know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man. You can tap in or you can tap out. But you know my slogan. You know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. So let's get right into it. Now you already know. Time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G. I know they got you out here chasing the bag, chasing that money, chasing that paper, stacking that cheese, that cheddar, and that mozzarella. But always keep it in the front of your mental Rolodex that time and energy are the highest forms of currency, my G's, at all times. Now listen. Big salute to all my day one investors, everybody that's highly invested in the channel, everybody that understands that we are growing this channel organically, constant elevation. Yeah, we on our way to the top, well over 50,000 subscribers, on our way to 60K. Even bigger salute to all my newcomers, all my new subscribers, everybody that's making their way to the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. I carved out a lane for the real, and I'm the only one in it. You know what I mean? You know how I'm giving it up, and you absolutely know how I'm putting it down. Now, do me a favor. Wipe off your feet before you step into the big house. I mean, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube, my G's. Grown Man Business TV. You already know where you at. Oh yeah, this ain't by mistake, my G. There is no such thing as a coincidence. If the algorithm led you to the channel, yeah, you in the right place. Don't trip, all right? Now listen, man. It's a lot going on in these YouTube streets, as you can see. I mean, you would have to be under a rock. You would have to be somewhere in a cave out there in the Caucasus Mountains to not see what's taking place in these YouTube streets. And you got to know something. Grown Man Business TV, we absolutely have to bait the algorithm. It's necessary, my G's. It's necessary evil. You got to bait the algorithm, you know what I mean? So that when you come in here with these strong messages, that pure dope straight off the brick directly into the bottles, it's in the algorithm. You got to bait the algorithm, my G. You just got to play the game, right? So big salute to everybody in the DMs asking me, G&B TV, what's your perspective on everything that's going down with Snoop Doggy Dogg? I mean, what's your thought process on Snoop Doggy Dogg bending, breaking, and folding? And see, you got to know, right? You really got to understand there's angles to this. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. So while everybody is talking about Bimmy, while everybody is talking about Sue Surf, while everybody is talking about what's going out there in Queens, yeah, because Queens is full of queens, obviously. I mean, we definitely going to double back and talk about that. While everybody is looking to the left, nobody's looking to the right. While everybody's looking to the right, nobody's looking to the left. And guaranteed, nobody's looking up at the higher-ups and the elites. I mean, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. So big salute to everybody in my DMs. You got to know something, man. The channel is here for a reason. The voice is powerful. They already know that I'm a threat to the establishment. And we're going to talk about Snoop Doggy Dogg. Yeah, while all these distractions is going on, nobody's looking at the children. While all these distractions is going on, the higher-ups and the elites is playing chess at the highest level. And one of the main reasons they do what they do is for the children. It's for the babies. Oh, yeah, the little ones. I mean, it's absolutely nasty work. And one thing for sure, two things for certain, we going to talk about that. So you in the right place. Absolutely. You already know how we giving it up over here. Man, listen, I want to say this, right? I never looked at Snoop Doggy Dogg as a leader. You know, I'm an 80s baby. I grew up, you know what I mean, in the East and the West Coast beef. I remember everything Tupac said about Snoop Doggy Dogg. Yeah, one thing for sure, two things for certain. Tupac Shakur had choice words for Snoop Doggy Dogg. And the older I get, every year that goes past, Snoop Doggy Dogg proves Tupac right. I mean, he definitely has proven Tupac Shakur to be head on, spot on. He was right about Snoop Dogg. All right? So we going to talk about this. Big salute to the chat. We going to get into some real pure dope right over here at Grown Man Business TV. You already know, directly off the brick, right into the bottles. We ain't taking no shorts. I ain't here to hold your hand, my G. I ain't here to walk you to class or nothing like that. You coming in here, this is grown man business. This is grown man dialogue. You got to respect it, all right? Now, before we get into this, you already know, I got to do some customizations to the chat, my G. You know, the higher-ups and the elites are working overtime. You know, they always trying to muffle the message. They always trying to shadow ban the channel because they understand that Grown Man Business TV is a threat to the establishment. Oh yeah, I'm absolutely a threat to the establishment. The revolution will be televised right here on YouTube. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the revolution will be televised right here in these YouTube streets. All right. So big salute to the chat. Well over 100 in here already. You know, we got to do some customizations to the chat before we get into this because this is not something they want us to talk about. Yeah, they want me to double back on Sue Surf. They want me to talk more about Bimmy. They want me to talk about Zippy with the Drippy and all that. And don't worry, we will talk about that. But don't ever get this channel confused with those channels. Don't ever get my voice confused with their voice. This channel ain't built on celebrity gossip. You understand me? We gonna indulge in that. We gonna bait the algorithm. But this channel was built on topics just like this. This channel was built on exposing the higher ups and the elites. Don't you ever forget that. All right? Is what it is, and it'll be what it's going to be. Let's do some customizations to the chat. Big salute to everybody that's in here. We not staying long. We going to get directly into the situation. We going to get right to the point. We going to get right to the meat and potatoes of this situation. All right? Now, boom, you see that right there at the bottom of the chat. Yeah, before you get in here with your Twitter fingers, doing your Twittering with your Twitter fingers all in the comment section, Twittering all around with your Twitter fingers and all that, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure your notification bells are ringing loud and clear. Every time you step foot in the Realest channel on YouTube, Grown Man Business TV. Oh yeah, it is no coincidence. It is not by mistake, my G. You in the right place. Oh, you been looking for that pure dope? Oh yeah, straight off the brick directly into the bottles? You in the right place. Yeah. Ain't nowhere else in these YouTube streets you gonna get this kind of information. All right? So let's tap in. Now again, Snoop Doggy Dogg. You know, I would say that I'm highly disappointed in Snoop Doggy Dogg, but I'm not. I'm not disappointed in Snoop Doggy Dogg because again, Tupac called this 30 years ago. Tupac called Snoop Dogg a fake and a phony a long time ago. You understand what I'm saying? And it's just a beautiful thing that, you know, you can plant seeds 30 years ago and they can resonate and they can grow. Yeah, for the next generation and the next generation, they be able to see exactly what's going on. Snoop Doggy Dogg is a puppet for the higher ups and the elites. And we gonna break this down. I really want y'all to follow me on this. I don't want this to go over your head or under your bridge. We gonna take our time and we gonna break this down, but it is absolutely nasty work, my G. I mean, it's terrible work. All right? Now, we gonna start back in the early 90s when Snoop Doggy Dogg first was introduced to the urban community. He was a phenom. He was an absolute phenom. You know, Doggy Style. That album, you know, it was like none other. Sold millions of records. And he was introducing a whole disrespect to black women. He was introducing a whole different part of the culture, a whole negativity that we had never experienced. You know, Snoop Doggy Dogg, NWA, Dr. Dre, Eazy-E, right? They were puppets. They were tools used by the higher ups and the elites to get rid of the rappers like Leaders of the New School, you know, Public Enemy. You know what I mean? A Tribe Called Quest. You know, these rappers that had political views, these rappers that were pushing pushing forward, you know, the community, rapping about college, rapping about unity, rapping about peace, rapping about meditation. You understand what I'm saying? And these West Coast rappers were the beginning of the end of hip hop. Hip hop as we know it, the purest form of hip hop. These West Coast rappers were used to eliminate the purity of hip hop. And that's exactly what they did, man. And Snoop Dogg, we gonna pinpoint him. He was exactly what they needed, doggy style. Bitches ain't ish but hoes and tricks. All they could do for me is up my dick. Oh yeah, I mean, that shit was nationwide. From East Coast to West Coast, every ghetto was singing, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. All right. So I kind of wanted to start there just to let you know that Snoop Doggy Dogg has always been a tool for the destruction of the community. He was never with us. He was never riding for us. He was always selling out his integrity, selling out his community for $1, for a check. All right. So I kind of wanted to start there just to make sure y'all understand that we ain't hating on Snoop Dogg. We ain't just making up, no narrative. This been going on for 25, 30 years. You understand what I'm saying? And it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deep in the rap. Because again, we all know about rolling down the street, smoking Indo, sipping on gin and juice, laid back. Oh yeah, I mean he had the ghetto talking about sipping on gin and juice, blowing on endo, but even deeper than that, because again, I don't want this to go over your head or under your bridge, but I gotta keep it all the way funky with you. Even deeper than gin and juice, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Snoop Doggy Dogg had a song where he walked through the door. Oh yeah, let's walk with me with this. Follow me on this. It was one particular song where Snoop Doggy Dogg walked through the door with the higher ups and the elites, them little hat people. Yeah, they loved this song. They pushed this song. This was the song where Snoop Doggy Dogg let the higher ups and the elites know he was willing to do anything. He was willing to get down and lay down. And when he laid down, oh, he was going to stay down. You know what that song is? Oh, yeah. Listen. Murder was the case that they gave me. I'm fresh about my coma. I got my mama, my daddy, and my brothers in my corner. It's gonna take a miracle, lazy, for me to walk again and talk again. But anyway, I get fronted some Z's to get back on my feet. And everything that Zigga said came to reality. Yeah, this is the video where Snoop Dogg was talking to the devil. Where Snoop Dogg let the devil know that he was, yo, yeah, yeah. Murder! Murder was the case that they gave me. Yo, it is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. Let me look at something real quick before we get any deeper into this. I really want to break this thing down for y'all, and we gonna take our time with this. It get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. Hold on real quick. Let's make sure we got this understood. Hold on. Salute to the chat. I wanna be able to really give this to y'all. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, it's gonna get real. Hold on, because I can't really think of the murder. Hold on, let's see what we got here. Big salute to the chat. As I look up in the sky, my mind starts tripping, a tear drops my eye. My body temperature falls. I'm breaking, and I'm shaking, trying to break the doll. Got me on my chest and I'm screaming. I stop breathing. Damn, I see demons. Ooh, he was talking. Hold on. I can't die. My boo-boo's about to have my baby. I think it's too late for praying. Hold up. A voice spoke to me and he slowly started saying, bring your lifestyle to me, I'll make it better. How long will I live? Eternal life and forever. How will I be the G that I was? I'll make your life even better than you could ever dream of. So relax your soul. Let me take control. Close your eyes, my son. My eyes are closed. Murder is what it is, and it'll be what it's gonna be. But that was the song where Snoop Doggy Dogg walked through the door. You know what? Give me 2 seconds. Let me go a little bit deeper with this, right? Hold Hold on, guys. Salute to the chat. Yeah, we gonna talk. We gonna talk, my G. Yeah, get deeper, get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. Let's double back. Let's make sure we got this under control. You know, yeah, we gonna do this because Snoop Dogg been a tool for the higher ups and the elites for a long time. Hold on, hold on. Yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this. Oh yeah. All right. Now, one thing for sure, two things for certain. I kept the receipts. Y'all already know I kept the receipts over here. So I ain't gonna just get in here and slander Snoop Doggy Dogg. I ain't just gonna get in here and get to talking without doing my due diligence. And you already know I kept the receipts. All right, it is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. But I wanna walk y'all through this before we come into what's going on in present day. And it ain't gonna take long. All right, but like I said, gin and juice. You know what I mean? Yeah, bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. You know what I mean? Murder was the case, was the video with the higher ups in the elites, them little hat people. Yeah, where they fully understood that Snoop Doggy Dogg was willing to do any and everything to push that agenda. All right? So you need to understand something, right? I slowly started breathing and the voice started saying, give your lifestyle to me, I make it better. How long will I live? Eternal life and forever. That's what they tell them when they selling their soul, when they walking through that door. You'll have eternal life, my G. Yeah. But you got to do this. You got to drink this blood. You got to push this agenda. You got to mislead your community, the urban community. You got to send them and lead them to the hellfire. If you know what? Let's look at this. Big salute to the chat. Let's get some images before we go further. Look at this. Look, look, look. Slowly started saying. Look, that's Snoop Dogg right there. That's you know who that is. That dog fur right there. You see that? Look, look. Give your lifestyle to me, I make it better. How long will I live? Eternal life and forever. How will I be the G that I was? I'll make your life even better than you can never dream of. So relax your soul. Let me take control. Close your eyes, my son. My eyes are closed. Murder! Okay? Now, you want to get deeper, I suggest you go and you pull up the Murder Was the Case video and you watch that video for yourself and you'll see where Snoop Dogg walked through the door. Now, let's fast forward into present time, present day, all right? Snoop Dogg told a story about 2 months ago where he took his nephew and his kids to a Disney movie, Buzz Lightyear. And in this movie, they had LBG123 ABC community in this cartoon that was directed for children. We all know Toy Story. We all know Buzz Lightyear. We all know about that. We all know that's for the babies. That ain't got nothing to do with grown man business. When it come to Buzz Lightyear and the Toy Story, that's for the babies. But for some reason, they had same-sex marriage in that movie, okay? Now, Snoop Dogg, you know, he get high, he smoked that Zaza, his brain cells is fried. He chose to speak out about it. Now, I'm not mad at Snoop Dogg for speaking out. I thought that that was righteous, that he spoke out against same-sex marriages being pushed to our children. But I understood that Snoop Doggy Dogg ain't no leader. Snoop Doggy Dogg is not Tupac Shakur. He's no revolutionary. Snoop Doggy Dogg is a puppet that walked through the door in that Murder Was the Case video. So I was kind of confused on where he was going with this, okay? But again, the higher ups and the elites don't really want us. They want us distracted. They want us distracted so they can get at the babies, so they can get at the minors, so they can get that. They want the babies. They want the little ones, okay? So you got to really be able to connect the dots. You got to really be able to see through the smoke and mirrors. That's why these cartoons that is being pushed got all this weird, weird ABC 1, 2, 3 rainbow community activity in the goddamn cartoon. That's why they trying to teach the babies first grade, kindergarten, second grade. They trying to teach them about sexuality. Ain't no kid in the first grade, ain't no kid watching Buzz Lightyear need to be asking questions about sexuality. Okay? Now, again, you already know I kept the receipts. So what I am going to do is I'm going to allow Snoop Doggy Dogg to speak for itself. You know what I mean? I want y'all to hear what Snoop Doggy Dogg said that got his ass in hot water. Oh, yeah, because when Snoop Doggy Dogg spoke out against the rainbow community, when Snoop Doggy Dogg spoke out against the agenda, the whole propaganda, right? Oh, those people, they got at Snoop Dogg. They definitely got in that DM. He definitely got that phone call. And we gonna talk about that. But I got the receipts. Snoop Doggy Dogg, let's listen to what he had to say. Oh, you forgot about that Murder Was the Case video. Oh yeah, Snoop, I know. You smoke a lot of weed. Yeah, you get high every day trying to run away from the things you had to do in that Murder Was the Case video. Yeah, y'all ain't never asked yourself, why does Snoop Doggy Dogg smoke goddamn 2 pounds of marijuana every day? You ain't gonna get but so high. I mean, listen, man. Everybody like to smoke and get high and all that, but all that weed is unnecessary. It's because he can remember. Close your eyes, my son. My eyes are closed. Murder! You know what? Talk to the people, Snoopy D-O double G. Snoopy Dogg, Snoopy D-O double G. Talk to the people. Go, look.
Starting to see what was the movie with
the new Buzz, the Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, Keke Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Oh, my grandson in the middle of the movie, like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Movie ain't over with. So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
What'd you tell them?
Watch the movie. Eat your popcorn.
You said, we don't know.
It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like,
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I took my grandson to see, what was the movie with
the new Buzz. The Lightyear. I think it's called Lightyear.
Yeah, Keke Palmer's in that movie.
Okay.
She plays like the daughter. So we watching it, and the lady, which is Kiki's mama, they move on into the space years. They move down the line. They're like, man, she had a baby with a woman. Oh, my grandson in the middle of the movie, like, Papa Snoop, how she have a baby with a woman? She a woman. Oh shit. I didn't come in for this shit. I just came to watch the goddamn movie. Hey, man, watch the movie. They just said she had a baby. They both women. How did she have a baby? Movie ain't over with. So it's like, it fucked me. I'm scared to go to the movies now. Like, y'all throwing me in the middle of shit that I don't have an answer for.
What'd you tell them?
Watch the movie. Eat your popcorn.
You said we don't know. We don't know.
It threw me for a loop. I'm like, what part of the movie was this? These are kids that we have to show that at this age. Like
that part.
They're going to ask questions.
Yeah.
They are going to ask. I took my.
Now again, right? I said to myself, that's righteous. You understand? Because, they've been doing this for a while now. Slowly but surely pushing sexuality on young children. And it seemed like America and just we don't fully grasp what's happening, right? Like we speak against it. We all understand and see what's going on, but we don't understand that that's a declaration of war. When you got a certain demographic of people pushing a narrative of sexuality on children, you already know how we feel about that in our community. Yeah, pedos, you gotta PC up. You can't walk the yard. We don't condone that type of activity. That ain't a part of our culture. But them little hat people, a certain demographic of people, they thrive and they love that type of shit. Is what it is and it'll be what it's gonna be. That's a declaration of war. So when I heard Snoop Dogg speak on this, I was like, damn, I felt like salute to Snoop. But again, I understand that Snoop Doggy Dogg don't have a backbone. He is not a revolutionary. So it was kind of weird hearing him speak on this situation. But if you look in Snoop Dogg eyes, he high as all outside. Snoop Doggy Dogg is higher than a giraffe's ass. Snoop Doggy Dogg is higher than my light bill. And my light bill is high. It's sky high. It is what it is. So you got to know something. Like Snoop can misstep. He can make mistakes and all that because he's smoking 3 pounds of goddamn Zaza every day to keep his mind off the things he had to do. Murder, right? So I sat back and I just let this play out. Now, again, big salute to everybody in the DMs because I got a lot of DMs in regards to this situation wanting to know my perspective on it. Now, Snoop Doggy Dogg got a phone call after this right here. The phone call with something like this. Snoopy, what's going on, man? Everything good? How's the family? Oh, yeah, man. Work is work. Grind is grind. Listen, Snoopy D-O-double Jeezy. We saw that clip you did on social media. It's going viral. A lot of people are talking about it. What's going on with that? What's the deal with that? You know what we pushing. You know what you signed up for, right? Snoopy D-O-double Jeezy, right? You know what you did in that Murder Was the Case video. You know what you did at those mansion parties. So we wasn't expecting you to talk. Oh, you was high. Oh, okay. Okay, no worries. Hey, Snoopy, we understand. We know. Yeah, you smoke a lot of weed. You made a mistake. No worries. But that ain't what we pushing. You know what we pushing on the children. You know the narrative that we are pushing on these babies. Right? Now, okay, Snoopy D-O-double G, listen to me. You're going to come back onto this social media situation. You're going to come back onto these platforms and you're going to correct that. Hold on, Snoopy. Hold on, Snoop. Yeah, you're going to correct that. Matter of fact, what you're going to do is you're going to put that same-sex marriage in your cartoon. Snoopy Dogg, don't you got a cartoon? Ain't it called Doggy Land? Okay, yeah, no problem. Listen. What you gonna do is you gonna put that Rainbow Coalition activity, that homosexuality activity, you gonna push it in your cartoon the same way we pushed it in the Toy Story movie. You gonna get down or you gonna lay down. And if you lay down, you gonna stay down. You understand what I'm saying, Snoopy Dogg? Oh, okay, perfect. I'm glad we on the same page. I'll talk to you later. Snoop Dogg, he straightened up real quick. Oh, shit. I gotta be honest with you. So now, Snoop Doggy Dogg goes from speaking against same-sex marriages in cartoons for children. He goes from talking like this to now having same-sex marriages in his cartoon. And you got to know something, because I got the receipt, Snoop. Hey, Snoop, I got the receipt, okay? Now, after we talk about Snoop, I'm going to go deeper into this. I'm gonna take y'all on a roller coaster ride when it come to these people, these people in them synagogues out there in New York City with them tunnels and all that. Oh yeah, we gonna talk about that. But right now I'm gonna stay right here with Snoopy D Double G. I got the receipts, my G. Okay? Now, it's absolutely nasty work. But you wanna, before I play this receipt, I want y'all to recognize something, right? Every time a black man or a black entertainer, a puppet for the higher ups and the elites, anytime they get out of pocket, anytime they speak against the establishment, anytime they get off course, right? The first thing those people do is make them sit down with a Jewish person. Oh, the first thing they make them do is get on camera with a Jewish person and get to talking that talk. They don't never let them double back, correct themselves, right? On their own merit. It always has to be one of them people sitting right next to them. Y'all remember what happened with Nick Cannon? Y'all remember when Nick Cannon was talking crazy with Professor X? Oh, a beautiful interview. Sometime I double back and I still watch that interview where Professor X was exposing them people. When Nick Cannon came back, he was sitting down with a rabbi. Ooh-wee! I'm talking dog fur having rabbi. There you go, Professor Griff. My bad, my G. Yeah, I appreciate that, Jamar. Professor Griff. When he came back after having that conversation with the professor, Nick Cannon was sitting down with one of those rabbis with that curly dog fur all up on the side of the, yeah, you know that curly dog fur and all that. Yeah, they take that dog fur and they turn that curl. Yeah. Snoop Doggy Dogg is no different. I wanted to point that out because if you don't see through the smoke and mirrors, these small attributes will go over your head and under your bridge. Every time a black man speaks against the establishment, he comes back with a rabbi sitting right next to him. Yeah. Make sure you say the right thing this time. Yeah, make sure you do the right thing. Now, we going to get deeper because it gets way deeper into this. All right, but I got the receipts and it's absolutely disgusting. I can't lie. Like I said, I'm not disappointed in Snoop Doggy Dogg because I never expected Snoop Doggy Dogg to be a war general. Yeah, Snoop Doggy Dogg ain't got, man, that man weigh 125 pounds. You ain't fit for war. You a pencil stick. Somebody'll break your linky ass up. You ain't a war general. You a puppet. Yeah, you like Pinocchio. Yeah, Geppetto pulling the strings on your linky ass. Got you shucking and jiving and all that. Yeah, got your motherfucking ass bootlicking and shucking and jiving. Got you rapping and tapping and spitting and skitting and all that. That's all Snoop Dogg ever been. A rapping and tapping, spitting and skitting puppet. The higher ups and the elites pulling the strings like Geppetto. All right, so Snoop Dogg, I'm going to let you talk to the people. Now, y'all heard Snoop Dogg talking about Buzz Lightyear. Now watch Snoop Dogg sitting next to this rabbi. Yeah, to this jewelry. Yeah, you know the jewelry people and all that. With the little squirrely dog fur. Go ahead and talk to the people. Snoop Dogg, talk to the people. Look.
Record that my kids program, Doggyland, presented me, where it's the song where it's teaching love is love, it's teaching parenthood, it's teaching the situations that kids and the world is going through right now in a beautiful way through song, dance, melody, and just trying to get more understanding, clarity on how we live and the way we live. And I felt like this music is a beautiful, bridge to bringing understanding This is a program that we've been doing for years where we involve kids, and these are things that kids have questions about. So now hopefully we can help answer these questions and, help them to live a happy life and understand that love is love.
Amen. I don't know if you knew this, but I was a nanny in New York.
No, you wasn't. You wasn't no nanny. You probably was letting the kids do whatever they want.
I sure did.
Man.
I sure did. But I had like 8 jobs, and
Are you Jamaican? Because I have 3 jobs.
Doing with Doggyland, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. It is important because, like we've seen in media lately, like you get to see everybody represented, and it's important. And I'm really happy that you're doing that with Love is Love.
Man, love is love. That's what it's always been for me. And thank my mother, my grandmother, and the people that put that spirit in me as a kid, because, we always tend to detour when we want to be grown and we want to try things on our own and we want to try to venture out. But it's always been instilled in my heart that to lead with love and to show love. And I feel like that's the reason why we're together. I think that's why we're able to, take our platforms to do the things that unite people. Because by seeing us together, it just shows that beautiful people are beautiful people. You don't have to put us in a box and think that I'm only supposed to hang with these type of people and you're only supposed to hang with those type of people. People are people. And one thing I love about music is the universal language of all people.
Amen.
So, Jeremy, speaking to the parents in New York that you had an experience with, it makes me want to speak to the fact that it's a beautiful thing that kids can have parents of all walks and be able to be shown love, to be taught what love is, because hate is taught and so is love. And I think that being able to have parents of all walks of life, whether it's 2 fathers, 2 mothers, whatever it is, love is the key. And I think these kids are being loved by these great parents. And listen to life, whether it's 2 fathers, 2 mothers, whatever it is, love is the key. And I think these kids are being loved. And I think that being able to have parents of all walks of life, whether it's 2 fathers, 2 mothers, whatever it is, love is the key. And I think these kids are being loved by there's 2 mothers, whatever it is, love is the key. And I think these kids are being loved by to life, whether it's 2 fathers, 2 mothers to life, whether it's 2 fathers, 2 mothers to life, whether it's 2 fathers, 2 mothers, whatever it is, love is the key. And I think these kids are being loved by these great parents. And listen.
Nasty work, brother. Now, you gotta know, man, I was disgusted when I seen this receipt right here. You know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody in the DMs. Charlie P, I see you in here. Miss Love Lace, all in alkaline lifestyle, that feminine energy we all do need. Salute to my big wrenches. You know, you go from being upset about Buzz Lightyear, right, to now saying that having 2 mothers and 2 fathers representation in cartoons for children is necessary. Okay? So, and I want to address this because it get deep, it get wicked, and it's always deeper than rap. And I see y'all in the DM. I see y'all in the chat. The glasses. Let's start right there, right? You know, when you go against the grain with the higher ups and the elites, when you are a threat to the agenda that's being pushed, when you say something out of pocket, you got to pay for that. And a lot of the times they get you in one of those mansions, they have you show up to one of those synagogues and they blow your back out. They either blow your back out or they do some other things. And a lot of the times these celebrities have something called panda eyes, where they got those black circles and them black rings all around their eyes from them sexcapades that they be having when they get out of pocket. See, I want to really break this down. So it ain't no coincidence that Snoop Doggy Dogg got these weird ass glasses and he got that bonnet on his head right now. Before you come out here and you correct yourself, before you sit down with one of these rabbis and you correct that shit that you was talking, right? Before you do that, We gonna blow your back out. Yeah, yeah. Diddy's still locked up. They gonna have their own little freak offs. You know what I'm talking about? You gonna show up to one of these synagogues. You gonna show up to one of these billionaires' houses, and we gonna have you bunny hopping like bunny hopping Meek on that motherfucking tennis court. Or you gonna be bunny hopping today. Yeah. So don't get it confused. That ain't got nothing to do with Snoop Dogg smoking weed, and we all know he smoke weed. We all know his eyes be red. But when you got them big ass glasses, that's to cover up the panda eyes. Allegedly. Allegedly. You know what I'm saying? Allegedly, Snoop Dogg had panda eyes behind them glasses right there. And after they blow out your back, yeah, after they have their way with you, cause it get that deep, it get that nasty and wicked when you dealing with them people. They much rather do it with children. But when you get out of pocket, oh, they gonna show you how they get down. Two, three, four of them rich ass billionaires get you in one of them back rooms and show you. You gonna get down and you gonna lay down. And sometime when they get rough and they just get to blowing out your back, you get those panda eyes. So I saw y'all in the chat. Exactly, trust me. It's a reason for them glasses. All right? But after they have their way with you, now we gonna set you up with a homosexual nanny from New York City. Yeah. Listen to me. I can't make this shit up, man. I can't make it up now. And I wouldn't make it up. The nanny, a rainbow coalition, jewelry. Yeah, he's a nanny who takes care of children. You think that's a coincidence? Listen, man. I'm sorry, man. I can't make this shit up, man. He's a nanny from New York City, and he shows a picture with him and a little boy. Let me just play this part of the receipt one more time in case y'all missed it. Look at this. Look.
In New York.
No, you wasn't. You wasn't no nanny. You probably was letting the kids do whatever they want.
I sure did.
Man.
I sure did. But I had like 8 jobs, and I don't know if you know this, but I was a nanny in New York.
No, you wasn't. You wasn't no nanny. You probably was letting the kids do whatever they want.
I sure did.
Man.
I sure did. But I had like 8 jobs. I don't know if you know this, but I was a nanny in New York.
No, you wasn't. You wasn't no nanny. You probably was letting the kids do whatever they want.
I sure did.
Now look at that right there. Look at that right there, and look at that right there. So you got a homosexual Jewish man that was a nanny in New York City. New York City. As he's taking care of one of these children, he's taking selfies with them. What grown man you know doing that? What grown man you know will have a selfie like this in his goddamn cell phone of somebody else's child? Because that ain't his child. That's somebody's paying him to be a nanny. Yeah. Wow. Okay, so I'm trying to keep this thing. This is the shit they don't think that we see. They think that we are blind to the fact. But why would you have this type of pit? Look. This is the man that Snoop Dogg was made to sit down with so that he could correct his statement and show that he's down with the get down. Yeah, yeah. This man right here is a nanny out there in New York City. And he takes pictures with little children and he keeps them in his phone and all that. Okay? So, again, this is what they don't want me to tell you. They don't want us talking about this. You know, and we're going to talk more about the distractions, and it's okay. You know what I mean? It's a part of this game. It's a part of the YouTube algorithm. You got to bait the algorithm. So ain't nothing wrong with getting involved with the distractions, but you need to always double back and point the fingers at the higher ups and the elites. Snoop Doggy Dogg should be canceled from our culture. Snoop, listen, man. Snoop Doggy Dog, you have no credibility in my book, my G. You understand? I see exactly what they used you for. But the culture should be talking about this. The algorithm should be talking. So now you sitting down with a homosexual nanny, and you're allowing this nanny to help you and involve himself in Doggy Land, the cartoon, because all sexualities and all these different sexualities should be represented to our children. Listen, man. Listen. The LBG 123 ABC community is not a race of people. This is a sexual, your sexual, or what you into sexually, that's all that is. What you like to do in your bedroom, that's all that is. This is not a community of people that we should be pushing to the children. Let me give y'all some examples, right? You got goth. You got a certain demographic of people that like to be dominated, dominatrix. They wear leather thongs and they use whips and chains and they like to whip each other. That is a sexual preference. Should we be teaching the children about that? Some people like poly. They like to have 4 wives. They like to have a orgy. Every time they get in a sexual encounter with their wives, that is a sexual preference. Should we be teaching the children that? No. So if you like to go and suck on wee-wee and that's your thing, then you do that with your boyfriend, but we don't need to be pushing that to the children. If you're a lesbian and you like to eat, you a carpet muncher and all that, you like to munch on the carpet, then you and the carpet munchers, y'all do that in the comfort and the protection of your own home. But we don't need to put that in the cartoons. I mean, 2 women, that's lesbian activity. Why do children need to know about that? So the LBGT 123 ABC is not a community that we need to be pushing the children. Y'all got to get, and see again, that's them people, them little hat people. They control the entertainment. They control the things that we consume every day when it comes to entertainment, music, movies, sitcoms. Those people is control over what's going on in the educational system. So they just slipping it in every which way they can. They slipping it in. Let's get it over here in the kindergarten. Let's start putting it in books. Let's start putting it in cartoons. Now, why am I saying all this, right? Because again, Snoop Dogg is a puppet, and we gon' elaborate on that. All right. So this is where this is coming from. Snoop Dogg has now incorporated same-sex marriages in his cartoon for children, Doggy Land, the same way they did in Buzz Lightyear, the same way they doing in all these random states in kindergarten, in pre-K, in first grade, where they teach you that you can switch your sexuality. If you're a boy, you can be a girl. If you're a girl, you can transition to a boy. You should know about same-sex marriages. You might have 2 mothers or 2 fathers. Snoop Dogg has been pushed into the position to help push the propaganda. Or you gonna get down or you gonna lay down. Yeah, Snoop, you fucked up. But you know what? I got some more when it comes to Snoop Dogg. And not just Snoop Dogg, but all of you rappers. All of you entertainers, but you rappers in particular. We gonna talk about that. All right, let's let this receipt play just a little bit more, and then we gonna go deeper. Big salute to the chat. Well over 400 in here. Hit the like button and the subscribe button. Do all that. All right, let's let this nanny out of New York City. Let's let him talk a little more. Go ahead. Look.
Dude, I sure did. But I had like 8 jobs, and
Are you Jamaican? Because I have tree jobs.
Doing with Doggyland, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. You know, it is important because, you know, like we've seen doing with Doggyland, and thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Because I have tree jobs.
Doing with Doggyland, and thank you for letting me be a part of it. You know, it is important because, you know, like we've seen in media lately, like you get to see everybody represented, you know, and it's important. And me be a part of it. You know, it is important because, you know, like we've seen in media lately, like you get to see everybody represented, you know, and it's important. And I'm really happy that you're doing that with Love is Love.
Man, love is love. That's what it's always been for me. And thank my mother, my grandmother, and the people that put that spirit in me as a kid because, you know, we always tend to detour when we want to be grown and we want to try things on our own and we want to try to venture out. But it's always been instilled in my heart that to lead with love and to show love. And I feel like that's the reason why we're together. I think that's why we're able to, you know, take our platforms to do the things that unite people. Because by seeing us together, it just shows that beautiful people are beautiful people. You don't have to put us in a box and think that I'm only supposed to hang with these type of people and you're only supposed to hang with those type of people. People are people. And one thing I love about music is the universal language of all people.
Amen.
So, Jeremy, speaking to the parents in New York that you had an experience with, it makes me want to speak to the fact that it's a beautiful thing that kids can have parents of all walks and be able to be shown love, to be taught what love is, because hate is taught and so is love. And I think that being able to have parents of all walks of life, whether it's two fathers, two mothers, whatever it is, love is the key. And I think these kids are being loved by these great parents. And listen.
Absolutely nasty work, right? So again, we gonna go deeper into this, but you know, you gotta ask yourself, why is it so important? You know, it is very important to these people, to this certain demographic of people, that children are exposed to their sexual preferences, to same-sex marriage, you know, two fathers, two mothers, you know, something that's completely out of nature, but they are adamant about it because that is a part of their culture. It has always been a part of their culture. Before I go deeper, I want to just give y'all some game that y'all might not know. Did you know that it is a ritual in the Jewish community that when a newborn baby is born into this world, they circumcise the baby with their mouth? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that in that community, it is a ritual, it is normal that when a male baby, when a little boy is born into this world, they circumcise the little boy with their mouth? It is against their culture to use scissors or a scalpel. They put the Peter in their mouth and they circumcise it. I'm just giving you some game on the people and the type of culture that we dealing with when we dealing with these peoples in these synagogues and all that. Even in the Bible, they told you to stay out of those synagogues of Satan. The synagogues of Satan. Oh yeah, I knew that was going to go over your head and under your bridge, but I thought that you should know. Do your research. Yeah. Get into it. All right. Now let's go a little deeper with this, right? Now that we know what's going on with Snoop Dogg, let's really attack this angle when it comes to these celebrities. Okay, now in the 90s, the rappers were very influential over our community. The rappers, the movies, these you know, sources of entertainment were used as tools to guide the sheep, to influence and poison the urban community. And I mean, it was very, very effective. I mean, these songs, these raps, these melodies, they were infectious, and we followed the lead. You understand? They led us to the private prisons. They led us from the school to prison pipeline. And I mean, it was like, it was just, easy money. But over the years, we have become aware. And now these rappers are not as influenced. They don't have a strong influence over the community like they used to. Every now and then they get a rapper like Lil Durk, King Von, NBA Young Boy. They got a couple of rappers that still can influence the youngsters. But it ain't like back in the 90s where you had 10, 15 different rappers influencing all aspects of the urban community. You had the West Coast, they was being influenced. You had the down south, they was drinking lean, they was being influenced. You had New York, they was being influenced. They was influencing the East Coast. You had 10 to 15 superstar puppets that were influencing every aspect of the urban community. Now they got a couple. Every time they get one, he get killed or he go to jail. NBA Young Boy might be the biggest puppet they got right now to influence young niggas, right? So they're having to find new ways to influence, to get that narrative, to push that propaganda. And these old rappers like Snoop Doggy Dogg, they are almost at their wits' end of influence. Snoop Doggy Dogg doesn't influence the urban community. That whole smoking weed, that whole wave that Snoop Dogg had, that shit died years ago. So the higher ups in the elite say, how can we still use Snoop Dogg? He is a powerful puppet. He's been working for us for decades now. How can we reinvent Snoop Dogg? How can we influence and push our narrative with this old Snoop Dogg? Okay, well, Snoop Dogg has Doggy Land cartoon. We're not going to shoot and aim for Snoop Dogg to talk to the teenagers or the young adults. We're going to get Snoop Dogg to directly attack the babies. Yeah, I'm talking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years old. They watching cartoons. Snoop Dogg is going to be right there at the forefront with Doggy Land, same-sex marriages, explaining all these different sexualities to young black babies. Snoop Dogg he's due for a humiliation ritual. This is what happens when your influence dies out. When your influence is no longer a strong influence, they start leveling shit out. They start debating what are we gonna do? Maybe we assassinate Snoop Dogg. Guess what? Oh, that'll have the algorithm. Yeah, that'll have the algorithm in shambles for the next month. Breaking news, Snoop Doggy Dogg was found drug overdose, blah, 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 blah. That's how they can get their money out them. Yeah, they can use that. Okay, maybe we don't do that. How else can we use Snoop Dogg? Because if we can't use Snoop Dogg, a humiliation ritual is necessary. You follow me? So when you see Snoop Doggy Dogg sitting next to this Rainbow Coalition rabbi with those glasses and that purple bonnet on his head to wrap up those dreadlocks or whatever he got going on, you got to understand that he knows exactly, hey, I got to do this. This is going to work. Y'all good with this? All right, cool. Let's put it out there. Because if he's not doing this, I guarantee you a lawsuit comes up like Bill Cosby or Snoop Doggy Dogg gets some fentanyl put in that marijuana. Breaking news. Snoop Doggy Dogg has blah, blah, blah in his fentanyl overdose. And come to find out, somebody, somehow, his marijuana, yeah, they would do that. If Snoop Doggy Dogg ain't doing this, either he gonna end up like Bill Cosby or he gonna end up like Rich Homie Quan. You gonna get down or you gonna lay down. Now, apply that to all of these rappers, all of these puppets. Nobody's buying your music. Nobody's really influenced by Jim Jones. Nobody's listening to Fab. Fab can't convince us to throw it in the bag like he used to do. Throw it in the bag. Just throw it in the bag. These celebrities, these rappers are no longer influencing the urban community the way they used to. So now we seeing y'all on YouTube. Oh, y'all better figure out what to do. Because if you don't figure out what to do, humiliation ritual. The humiliation ritual for you celebrity puppets always works. It always works. That's a no-brainer. If we eliminate you or we humiliate you, we gonna burn up the algorithm. So y'all better figure out how to get involved or your ass gonna have a problem. Now all of a sudden we got all these rappers. We got Cam and Mace. We got Gillian Wallow. We got Joe and Jada. We got Jim Jones, Dave East, Mano, and Fabulous. Oh, they went to a quadruple. They went a 4-piece. Yeah, Jim Jones got 4 niggas in the goddamn room, 4 rappers talking about some shit we don't care about. Yeah, they in that motherfucker working. They in there where y'all thought y'all don't feel the energy. Y'all didn't ask yourself and say, damn, it's Mano, Fabulous, Jim Jones, and Dave East. You got 4 goddamn rappers in a room talking about nothing. What the fuck y'all talking about? Yeah, y'all better figure it out. Figure it out or end up like Lil Baby with 4 pockets full. Yeah, 2 in the front, 2 in the back. We all seen Lil Baby get his pockets filled up. Yeah. We all saw Lil Baby get his pockets filled up by them billionaires out there at that party and all that. Lil Baby ain't been the same ever since. I don't give a damn. His music don't sound the same. He don't even look the same. That motherfucker went to wearing booty shorts and goddamn zaddy jeans and, yeah, tattooing his thighs and all that. Lil Baby got tattoos on his goddamn thighs in the front. Y'all didn't know what 4 pockets full? Well, goddamn it, we all know what 4 pockets full mean. We know what it mean now. They was hugging your ass from the back, hugging your ass from the front, stuffing the cock all in your goddamn pockets, bitch. Yeah. You don't want to end up like your homie on that interstate with them bullets coming all through your windshield and all that. You don't want to end up like your little homie out there in Atlanta that got smoked on the interstate. You don't want that, do you? Okay, well, go to that party over there. We gonna take some photos with my man hugging you and wrapping you up from the back. Yeah, rubbing cock. Yeah, motherfucker was sword fighting. Yeah, and you better smile, little baby. Little baby, listen to me. You better motherfucking smile when we get your 4 pockets full. You better look like you like it. Make sure you look like you like it when we get you in that photo, 4 pockets full. You better smile big, nigga. And guess what Lil Baby did? Yeah, y'all remember when Lil Baby? Y'all remember that? Fuck it, I see you in the chat. That's what you want? Fuck it, let's see if we can find one. Y'all remember that, though. Let's see if we can find one. Let's see if we can find one, because I see y'all in the chat. I know what you want. You want the goddamn receipts. Let's see if we can find one. Yeah, let's see. It ain't gonna be hard. That's the first thing pop up when they goddamn poor Lil Baby ass. Yeah! Look! 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 You better smile big, nigga, when we put 4 pockets full of cock on you. When we shove this cock on your back, nigga, you better act like you like it. So my point is, these rappers have lost their influence. Snoop Doggy Dogg has lost his influence. It ain't just Snoop, it's all of these rappers. These niggas is now following us YouTubers. They now in the algorithm. Damn near 20 rappers in the algorithm at one time pushing bullshit because they have no influence in the music industry. Their music is not, it ain't hitting like it used to hit. We don't believe you. You need more people. So since we don't believe you, you better figure out another way to get the people to believe you. Hey, go get some microphones and all that. Jim Jones, you better go get some fucking microphones and all that. Yeah. Go get some chairs, get some microphones, and get to work, nigga. Matter of fact, get a few of your rapper friends in there too. Yeah, Fabulous and Dave East and Mano. Ain't Mano on 4 or 5? Yeah, Mano on Lip Service. You got Mano on a podcast called Lip Service. Oh yeah, that went over your head and under your bridge, didn't it? Yeah, that shit went over your head and under your bridge. Mano, a rapper, a thugged out jail nigga that went to jail and prison, is now on a show called Lip Service because you're servicing them lips. Yeah, you think we don't know, Mano? You think we don't know what you doing behind closed doors? Or we know how you got that Maybach. We know. I'll give you one more example, right? You know what? I give you one more example, and I give you one more receipt when it comes to these rappers, right? Let's look at this now. You know, you gotta understand something, right? You gotta hold on. You gotta understand something, right? Fat Joe, knock-kneed Fat Joe. I'm talking a goddamn knock-kneed Puerto Rican. Fat Joe, Latino. Huh? Yeah, we know Don Cartagena. You got Fat Joe, right? You got Fat Joe and you got Jada. Now, they've been trying, let me see something. They've been trying to figure out how to get Fat Joe out the picture for a long time. Fat Joe is doing the same thing. Fat Joe is trying to figure out how to become a influence again, how to lead the Puerto Rican and Latino community the way he used to, but he has lost all influence. Now he runs to the internet. Fat Joe done had 3 podcasts. None of them work. Soon as he get Jada Kiss, he gets some traction. But Fat Joe, oh, that's Cap Joe. Fat Joe telling stories and we don't believe him. The higher ups and the elites is saying, hey man, you better do better with these fucking stories. I robbed a whole gym with 45 people in it. I took everything. I robbed everybody without a gun. Hey man, we don't believe you, right? Because we don't believe Fat Joe, they trying to goddamn humiliate Fat Joe. It's not working, homie. I know y'all see the numbers with Joe and Jada. I know y'all think that it's working, but what I'm telling you is it's not working. The higher ups and the elites are not satisfied. It's not doing what it's supposed to do because we don't believe you. We don't believe your stories. So y'all haven't seen what's going on with Fat Joe and the reemergence of the accusations with him and them little girl. You know what? Fuck it. You know what? Fat Joe went on a podcast, right? And he spoke about my neck, my back, lick my chin, my crack, my neck, my back. Y'all remember Shorty with the neck and the back song? Well, she has recently come out and said she saw Fat Joe with them youngins, with them little girls, with the minors. See, these allegations is coming back out because that Joe and Jada show ain't working. Okay? You know what? I got the receipt. Yeah, I kept the receipt. I'm gonna play the receipt. But what I'm telling you is, Snoop Doggy Dogg is bringing LBG community activity into his cartoons. Joe and Jada, Shannon Sharp, all of these athletes and entertainers have now run to YouTube because they need to have influence. And if they don't have influence, the humiliation rituals come. What I'm here to tell you is they all are going to be humiliated one by one. And they might keep one or two of these niggas like Drink Champs or like Gillian Wallow, but the rest of you niggas is gonna fall under the wayside. You know what? Let's play the receipt. Fuck it. Let's see what we got here. Big salute to the chat. Hit the like button. Well over 600 in the chat. Make sure you hit the like button and the subscribe button. You know what I mean? I'm doing the Lord's work over here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm covered, my G. That's why I could talk like this. All right, now I got one more. You know what? You know what? Kia, we gonna let her talk to the people. Talk to the people, Kia. Look.
You finna get roasted this morning, Gag, or the fat Joey bag of donuts, you mildew smelling. You. The people been sending in a lot of shit. You been out there talking about the queen. Okay, you knew you was gonna get it, didn't you? You know you hadn't fucked up, right? Well, if you didn't, somebody should have told you. Knew it and been told this story, but since you want to tell it, let me tell a version that need to be told. Here, want to hear? Here you go. Okay, I'm on the road at the hotel trying to get my beauty rest after a gig. I secured my bag and took my ass back to my hotel suite to lay down and go to sleep. Okay, we all artists after a show sharing the same hotel, but not sharing the same evidently. Okay, we sharing the same hotel floor because that's all we have in common. Gag Gordon, and here come your fat, funky, stinking, okay, spoiled pig looking along with the rest of your crew being demonic freaks per usual. Gag Gordon, Diddy ain't the first and won't be the last freakazoid. It started with you. Okay, being demonic freaks and mutants. Got a hall full of and underage sluts ready to okay, waiting outside your hotel room door ready and waiting to get drugged and gang banged. And so you can watch your homeboys so you can look at and booty hole because your ain't long enough to reach nobody ball. All right, child. I open my door like, what the fuck is going on up here on this floor? I'm trying to get my beauty rest. What the fuck is going on here? Get home and clear this hallway, slurping and slobbing on dicks in the halls, decking the halls and balls, okay? And it wasn't even the Christmas holiday. Like and watching your homeboys let you tell it, your crew and your other fellow rappers that's freakazoids like you, other at 4 and 5 o'clock in the morning off that shit. Now on my floor, Gaggo, that's why your fat ass got all kind of crimes and suing the fuck out of you and a bunch of lawsuits and sexual assault suits and rape and lawsuit charges now on your fat ass. You should not here want to put the police on you. You should have told them what. Well, you ran terror squad, all right, terrorizing booty holes and young hoes. Gagorda, back then, and you're still doing it now. Alleged, yeah, right. Gagorda, you a nasty and you was doing it, you did it, and that's why they suing you and pressing charges on your fat ass now. Why you trying to act like you innocent? You know I called the police on you for a reason. All right, I was trying to say them. We gonna just tell the truth, tell me how it go. Damn right, I called the popo hoe and I'll do it again. Running around out here in these streets with titties longer than mine from DJ Khaled, sucking on them. Kiss my ass. Let's get that right. You a demon dog. You a sex demon. You was them drugging and little young. And I put the popos on your.
Listen,
Do you see what I'm saying? Listen to me. Now you do your due diligence if you want to find that again. I'm not gonna play that again. But she fat, funky, pig hog smelling that. Yeah. And listen, I call Fat Joe a knock-kneed Latino. That's all I said, that his knees be knocking. Every time he walk, his knees get to knocking together. He can't take one step without his knees knocking. But she, oh yeah, she took the goddamn cake. I won't repeat that. But Fat Joe is under fire. These motherfucking sexual assault allegations is all over the YouTube. It's all over the, yeah, because your podcast ain't doing what the podcast is supposed to do. My point is, it's a reason all these rappers is on YouTube. Don't ever look at this shit and think that it's a phenom or something big. Be able to look through the smoke and mirrors. Ask yourself, why is all these so-called rich-ass rapping niggas all on YouTube now? These niggas is the same YouTube bloggers that was lame. Oh, I ain't no YouTube nigga. I would never get on YouTube like these YouTube niggas. They all on YouTube now. You got to be able to see through the smoke and mirrors. Oh yeah, it's motherfucking hard times, and it's gonna be a lot of humiliations coming up. They lining these niggas up one by one. And Fat Joe, man, with the way your knees knock, you ain't gonna be able to run. You ain't gonna be able to run far. Okay? I want to end with this. I want to land my plane with this right here, right? Big salute to the chat, everybody that's in here. I want to remind y'all of something. I got one, I got a couple of more receipts, matter of fact. But I want to stay right here, and I want to kind of just remind y'all of the people that we are dealing with. The people that are pushing these narratives. I want y'all to remember, and I never want y'all to forget what these people was doing out there in New York City. New York City, New York City. When we talk about Snoop Dogg, when we talk about Fat Joe, when we talk about these puppets, I want you to remember who the Geppetto is and why they are so pressed on children. I want y'all to remember, and I want y'all to understand the length that they will go to do the things that their culture calls for. So I don't ever want y'all to forget about what happened in them synagogues in New York City. Now, we're going to play this receipt. We're going to get into one more receipt after this, and then we're going to land this plane. All right? Big salute to the chat. Let's get into this.
About the secret tunnel built under a famous synagogue in Brooklyn. A 60-foot tunnel was found right underneath the Chabad Lubavitch World Headquarters in Crown Heights. That tunnel was shut down. It was filled with cement. But before all that, a brawl broke out this week. People got arrested when police showed up to seal off the tunnel. As for why the tunnel was built in the first place, that is still being pieced together. News 4's Andrew Siff live on Eastern Parkway now, where there are safety concerns also for other buildings in that area, Andrew.
Right, Adam. Although we've learned in the last hour or so from the city buildings department that they have successfully shored up all but one address adjacent to this synagogue. One building, 304 Kingston Avenue around the corner, does still have a vacate order because of fire safety concerns. But as you indicated, the controversial tunnel that the buildings department discovered has been sealed and filled with cement. Start with a famous address, 770 Eastern Parkway, headquarters of the Orthodox Jewish Chabad Lubavitch organization.
This is understandably the most recognizable Jewish building in the world.
Now add in a famous religious leader, Rabbi Menachem Schneerson. He died in 1994, but remains such a powerful symbol that a group of students here seemed convinced the late Rebbe had commanded them to expand the basement synagogue, subject of a decades-long real estate dispute.
They actively knocked down the wall separating the synagogue with a nearby basement, and that's what got all over the news.
The result, a makeshift tunnel that you may have seen on social media this week. It also got the attention of the city's Department of Buildings and led to several arrests for criminal mischief and reckless endangerment. The DOB found the passage 60 feet long by 8 feet wide by 5 feet tall, had no approval or permits, had inadequate shoring, which risked the stability of neighboring buildings, so vacate orders were issued. And cement trucks showed up over the past 24 hours to plug the passageway, preventing anyone from getting trapped down there.
All of the
The buildings that needed to be shored up are in the process of being shored up.
City Council member Crystal Hudson said local religious leaders acted responsibly.
The Chabad Lubavitch leadership and building management were actually the ones who called the police.
She and others also condemned online anti-Semitic hatred that spread quickly when images of the tunnel went viral.
Yeah. They listen, listen, they found baby bottles, baby cribs, children's clothes, bloody mattresses, all in those tunnels. We ain't heard about a RICO charge. We ain't heard about goddamn a RICO. We ain't seen no Young Thug YSL activity. They went and got some cement trucks and plugged that shit up so nobody could know what was going down there up under those synagogues, and we ain't heard nothing since. A goddamn tunnel. Now let that would have been Young Thug. Imagine what kind of RICO charge would have happened. Let that would have been goddamn got one of these New York rappers with a tunnel under the building. Imagine what kind of RICO charges would have took place. Okay? The reason they didn't want us to see what was going on in those tunnels is the same. Listen, it's because the babies was in them tunnels. Oh, they didn't take no time before they got those guys. It was less than 24 hours. They had cement trucks filling and plugging up them goddamn tunnels. All right? So this is the type of people. These people are connected to the higher ups. These people are what's running the industry, pushing that propaganda in our community. They don't. It's a trick. It's a tool that they use, and they've done it in multiple different countries. That's why they always have a problem. These people was kicked out of multiple countries before they came over here to the Americas. I'm just saying, Tommy Hilfiger, his name rhymes with Hilfiger. Yeah, that dude where his name rhymes with figure. You want to hit that? Yeah, that guy. He went to getting in their ass and kicking them out the country because of this type of activity. All right? So I'm not going to give y'all a full history lesson on that, but I just want to give y'all some game and see. Before we land this plane, what you got to understand is multiple different angles. Snoop Dogg, rap music, rap artists, movies. Yeah, commercials, right? Radio, Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy, playing butt tag, talking about balls and eating cock and all that, all on the Breakfast Club every day. I saw Charlemagne sniff the seat. As soon as Jennifer Lopez got up, he sniffed the seat where that nasty cock was sitting at. Put his nose right there with her. That bitch could have been on her period. He didn't care. That's what's going on the Breakfast Club. So these people use multiple different angles. I want to give y'all one more angle before we get out of here. And the reason why I'm speaking like this is because, you know what? We're going to close out with that. But I want to give y'all one more angle. Not only are they using Hollywood, music, movies, commercials, radio, propaganda, social media, these damn synagogues out there in New York City with the tunnels under them. They also using the video games that our children play. And I ain't talking about Grand Theft Auto or, Call of Duty. I'm talking way more diabolical than that. Y'all ever heard of a game called Roblox? Put a 1 in the chat if you got a nephew, if you got a niece, if you got a son, if you got a daughter, if you got a grandchild that plays Roblox or have played Roblox. Put a 1 in the chat. Cause we gonna really talk about this. This is something that ain't talking about. Oh yeah, I see a lot of 1s in the chat. I see a lot of 1s in the chat because a lot of us have been infiltrated by this video game called Roblox. And we all know it to be a video game for little children. Yeah, I ain't talking about Grand Theft Auto. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about Roblox. I'm talking about the real babies, the real children. And before I get into this receipt, I want to give y'all a story, right? It was a few years ago. You know, my youngest daughter, I get a phone call, and you know, my youngest daughter, she hit me up all the time for that paper. She got a Cash App. She be like, Daddy, I need money for this. Daddy, I need money for that. Me, I'm a grown man handling grown man business, so I'm ripping and running most of the time. So she hit me for the paper, I send the paper. Point blank, right? It was a few years ago. She would call me all the time about Roblox. That's how I learned about Roblox, because my goddamn money was being spent. Daddy, I need money for Roblox. Daddy, I need I'm like, what the fuck? You talking about robots? What kind of robots is you? You know, she laughing at me. No, Daddy, Roblox. I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I'm sending the money, right? I get a call one day from her mother. Her mother she is irate. She is upset. I'm talking to her, you know, she called me and she's pissed off, her mother. And I'm saying, yo, what's going on? What's the problem? And she's saying, you need to talk to her because tell her how dangerous this game is because blah, blah, blah. Now, again, I'm still kind of oblivious on exactly what a Roblox is. I think it's a goddamn robot. You know what I'm saying? I think it got something to do with robotics or something like that. So I say, what's wrong? She say, this little girl done gave out her phone number to somebody on Roblox or something where they could get her address or etc. So my daughter get on the phone. I tell her, listen, man, I don't know what the fuck you got going on with this robotic shit, right? But you don't give your phone number to no strangers. You don't be talking and interacting with no strangers. And I set my little girl, you know, they listen to me. I'm a grown-ass man with a grown man baritone and an Adam's apple. And I mean business when I talk. So my children, yeah, they absolutely fall under my voice, right? Set her straight. Set her straight real easy. That's what her mama called me for. That's what the fuck I did, right? After I get that call, I go to do my due diligence because I'm spending a lot of money on these robotics, this Roblox robotics. I'm spending a lot. Every other day, I'm cash apping money for this shit. So I get to doing my due diligence and I figure out it's a game, X, Y, and Z. Okay. In this game, they get to buy certain things for their robotics and Roblox and shit, whatever, right? Recently, come to find out, I see some information, right? Saying that this Roblox shit is going to the next level. Now, mind you, my daughter gave somebody her phone number or some shit. Now they adding dating to Roblox. Did y'all, you know what? I'm gonna play the receipt. We gonna double back. But why would these people introducing some grown-up activity to children right in front of our face, right under our nose? Roblox is for children, baby, young children. Why would you put a dating feature on this game? You know what? I'm gonna play the receipt. We gonna go further. Big salute to the chat. Look!
Roblox has become a dating app. Roblox is a gaming site. I go there to game. I don't go there to date. Turning Roblox into a dating site, a platform that mainly targets children. Roblox is so far detached from the community. Anyone who knows anything about Roblox should tell you what a recipe for disaster this is.
I believe this goes even deeper than what some people think.
I'm leaving the STAR program. I'm out. I'm done. I'm leaving the STAR program. Roblox has become a dating app. Roblox is a gaming site. I go there to game. I don't go there to date. Turning Roblox into a dating site, a platform that mainly targets children. Roblox is so far detached from the community. Anyone who knows anything about Roblox should tell you what a recipe for disaster this is.
I believe this goes even deeper than what some people think.
I'm leaving the STAR program. I'm out. I'm done. I'm leaving the STAR program. Roblox has become a
nasty work. So again, it is a urgency for these people, for this demographic of people, to expose the children, the youngsters, to adult grown man business activity. They want the babies to be involved in grown folk activity. They want to make it normal for babies to talk and speak and learn about sexuality. And I mean, from every angle, it's a war. From every angle, from Snoop Doggy Dogg and Doggy Land all the way down to Roblox, all the way through the rappers and all the way through the propaganda and all the way through the books and the movies and the commercials and the school. It's only one demographic. It's only one people that we know that got a hand in all of those pots. Yeah, them little hat people. They got the little hat, the synagogues. We know those people. They are the only people that got their hands in all of these pots, including YouTube. So this game for children, what would be the reason why you add a dating feature? That's because those dog fur having people be on Roblox looking at children, talking to children. Roblox is a game. It is a app that hides pedophilia. So a lot of these Roblox members is adults, dog fur having adults that can get in the same game with a child, hide behind a Roblox character, and engage with children. Diabolical shit, my G. This is how far they minds go. This is how deep and wicked it get, my G. And it's always deeper than rap when you scratching the surface. Okay? Yeah, I double back on my little daughter. She's a sophomore in high school now. She don't even think about Roblox. That's how diabolical the Roblox shit is. My daughter is in high school now. She ain't asked for a penny for Roblox it been a couple of years. I don't even remember the last time she even, but when she was in the 6th grade, in the 7th grade, 12, 13, oh, she was infatuated with Roblox. And you got dog fur having white men hiding in the shadows of Roblox. Now they got a dating feature where now his Roblox could date your Roblox. His Roblox can date the Roblox of a 5-year-old child, a 6, a 7, 10-year-old child. And somewhere in that dating feature, y'all can exchange numbers. Okay? And hopefully they like to meet up, like catching a predator and all of that. I'm just giving y'all game on this. They attacking from every angle. Here is where I close out. The reason why all of these distractions, especially on YouTube, on all social media platforms, but especially on YouTube, the reason why it just seems like we are being bombarded with news story after news story after news story for us to talk about is because they want us to be distracted so that they can focus on getting their hands on them little ones, on the babies. The rappers had us talking about gin and juice, and the whole time they was looking at kidnapping and sex trafficking the babies. They got us talking about everything on YouTube, and the whole time they sneaking in dating functions for the Roblox so they can access the babies. I know, yeah, that's the triple. JP, you took the words out of my mouth. That's the triple cross. The double cross is these rappers, snitching, who told on who shot who, what's going on in hip hop, what we talking about, what celebrity is doing what, who having a baby with who, and the whole time Cardi B ain't gonna let her children listen to that music. Cardi B know what's going on in the industry. Her job is to distract you, to make you look left, to make you look right. Make them look everywhere except for up. The point of this live stream right here is to let you know and to remind you, oh, we ain't slaves to the algorithm over here. Yeah, Snoop Doggy Dogg was the callous of this live stream. But the real point of this live stream is to let you know we'll go to war about these babies. Oh, absolute war. We got to make sure that we are protecting these babies. And when it come to these babies, I don't want to put a race. I don't want to put a creed. I don't want to put a gender on it. Dog fur having or not. Babies are babies. Dog, I don't care if the baby got dog fur. We riding for it. It's only till they get grown and get poisoned with that racism is when the dog fur become a problem and get to smelling like a sheepdog and all that. But when you's a baby, you can have a head full of dog fur. A baby is a baby. And don't ever forget, don't ever let it slip your mind why these distractions are coming so forth and so more intense over time. It's like we get bombarded. Trust me, I know, because I got to bait the algorithm. So before I can really go into depth about these things, I do got to talk about what's going on in the algorithm just to make sure that the message is getting out. But we are not a slave to the algorithm. The babies are the prime real estate. The babies are the future. They don't give a damn about what you think. They don't give a damn about what you're saying. The babies are the future. Infiltrate the babies, poison the children, and we control the future. Poison the babies at 5 years old about same-sex marriages. Poison the babies about 5 to 4, 6 years old about lesbian activity, homosexual activity. Poison the babies. Get involved. Get your Roblox account so you can now date. You can now engage behind closed doors, because you don't have to have a photo or profile picture. You can have your Roblox character as the picture. You can put that you are 5 years old. 5 years old. You could put that you are 7 years old, and you can interact with 7-year-olds. And you could be 40 to 50 years old, a whole dog fur having pervert. Because 99.9% of the dudes that's doing this, they got that dog fur. You know, the real main point of this right here is to let the higher ups and the elites know that I see y'all. Oh, yeah, you thought, yeah, we talked about Bimmy. We talked, listen, we talked about Sue Surf. We're going to talk about these puppets. I'm going to deliver a message every time. But don't ever get it confused like I don't see what y'all doing to these babies. And Snoop Dogg, you should, man, your little, hey, boy, whatever they going to do to you, you going to be content very, very soon. The downloads are downloading, and the downloads are telling me, Snoopy D-O double G, you've done enough in the industry. You've done enough to the community. You've committed treason for long enough. Or they gonna do something. You gonna get down, nigga. I don't know. That doggy land shit ain't gonna be enough. Just like with Fat Joe and that podcast, it ain't enough. And when they nail you to the cross, don't get the calling out to the people. Yeah, don't get the calling out to us when they nail your slim ass to that cross. Bear the cross, carry it. A voice spoke to me, and that voice started saying, bring your lifestyle to me, I'll make it better. How long will I live? Eternal life and forever. How will I be the G that I was? I'll make your life even better than you could ever dream of. So relax your soul, let it take control. Close your eyes, my son. My eyes are closed. Murder! Yeah! I see y'all, nigga. The fuck you thought this platform was so powerful for? It ain't got nothing to do with the celebrity gossip y'all gossip about. This platform has been grown organically, and it's powerful Cause I can see through the smoke and mirrors, and I ain't scared to. Yeah, they got a dating app on Roblox. If your nephews and nieces, if your children, if you know any babies that play Roblox, you better get the password to the phone, and you better get the goddamn looking around. All right. Big salute to the chat. Yeah. We gon' they want us looking every which way except where them babies is at. They don't want us looking to where them babies is at. And it's a part of their culture. This is why this certain demographic of people with the synagogues and the tunnels out there in New York City, this is why in their history, if you do the history on these people, with the Holocaust and all that, they've been kicked out of multiple different countries. Russia kicked them out. Germany kicked them. Europe, they kicked them out. A whole bunch of countries kicked these people out for the exact same reason. Once they came to America, oh yeah, they hook, line, and sinked right here in Americas. And look where we at right now, where we got sexuality being taught to babies. And you wonder why they was getting thrown in them ovens and all that. Respectfully, I don't want to say too much. I'm just saying, though. You wonder why they was tossing them in the motherfucking ovens, cutting that bitch on high and all that. So relax your soul. Let me take control. Close your eyes, my son. My eyes are closed. Murder! You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now, listen, man. You can tap in, you can tap out, but you know my slogan. You do know what I suggest, right? And I suggest you tap in. Listen, I suggest you tap into this Grown Man Bennett. I suggest you tap into this Grown Man content at all times. You already know what it is. Straight off the brick, directly into the bottles. Straight off the brick, directly into the bottle. Straight, raw, pure, uncut, no extras, no preservatives. Not sugarcoat nothing, and we not dressing nothing up. I'm giving you this straight, raw, pure dope, straight game, and it's raw, my G. This is the purest dope in the YouTube streets. It ain't another trap house in YouTube you can find dope this pure. You feel that? You feel it? Don't you feel it? Take your time with that. Take your motherfucking time. Don't rush. Good dope sells itself. I ain't gotta sell this dope to you. It's so pure, it sells itself. All right. Now, Snoop Dogg, you should be canceled, my G. You should be canceled. Bending, breaking, and folding, sitting down with that rabbi nanny out of New York City. Nasty work. But you've been a slave to the higher-ups and the elites. You've been a puppet. I wouldn't expect nothing less from you, Snoopy D.O. Double Jeezy. All right? The culture that these people have brought over here is run rampant. It's out of control. It's a war going on outside. No man is safe from, not even the babies is safe from this motherfucking war. We always believe war. The women and children, those are forbidden. We can't touch that. Everything else is open game. Everything else is fair game. But the women and children, but these people don't believe in that. Or they don't believe in that. The war is actually directed straight for the babies. Straight for the babies. All these celebrities on YouTube, ask yourself why. Look through the smoke and mirrors. Understand that they have lost all influence through the music. Their music, it don't resonate like it used to. It don't make us go out, shoot them up, bang, bang. It don't make us spend money. It don't influence the urban community anymore. So now they are coming to YouTube. They are now entering a lane that we built. Yeah, respectfully. They realize how powerful our voices are. My voice is more powerful than CNN. It's more powerful than Fox News. My voice is more powerful than DJ Envy and Charlamagne the God playing butt tag on your morning radio. They realize how powerful our voices and our platforms are. So the higher-ups and the elites redirect their energy. Hey, y'all better go get some goddamn cameras, microphones, and fold-out chairs. You better, hey, don't ask me no questions about how to do it. You better go buy some microphones, Jimmy Jones, for your ass end up in the federal penitentiary. And go get a couple of your homeboys to do it too. Y'all sit y'all black asses down in that room and talk about whatever the fuck y'all talk about while y'all in the hood. Yeah, you, Mano, Fabulous, Davey, so yeah, you better figure it out before we humiliate your ass. Yeah, a humiliation ritual is necessary. Oh, it's absolutely necessary. Last but not least, I mean, we all saw what they was doing out there in New York City in them synagogues with them tunnels under it. Baby clothes, baby diapers, strollers, bloody beds and blankets and all that shit. They done flooded that motherfucker with all that concrete so we can't see what's going on in there. But guess what? We know what y'all was doing in them tunnels out there in New York City. Oh. Because I know y'all be botting the channel. I know the higher-ups and the elites is looking. I know y'all watching me. I know y'all hear me. We know what y'all did last summer. We know what y'all did with them synagogues out there in New York City. You think we don't realize what y'all doing with the Roblox and all that? Dating apps and shit? The fuck you dating children? The fuck the children need a dating app for? When I was growing up, at that age, we was just writing letters. Do you like me? Yes or no? Hey, I think you're pretty. Do you like me? Yes or no? And we would slide a letter over. Now y'all putting dating apps on a fucking game for babies, Roblox. Y'all thought we didn't know that? Y'all thought that went over our head and under our bridge because we talking about Bimmy and shit. We talking about 10 toe down and Zippy with the drippy, and y'all thought we didn't see that. Well, guess what? You nasty, fat, funky. Yeah, you heard, kid. You heard what she said. Pig smelling, swine sweating ass, fat, funky, knock knee. Yeah, we know all about what you know. Okay? I wanted to bring that to the forefront. I needed to remind the higher-ups. I need y'all to be reminded of who the fuck you dealing with. With that being said, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Make sure you got your notification bells ringing loud and clear, because 9 times out of 10, we going live again tonight. Late night live stream. Beautiful Saturday. Make sure your notification bells are ringing. So you already know, man, it's your boy, Grown Man Business TV. You feel what I'm saying? Now listen, man, listen. You can tap in, you can tap out. But you know my slogan. Oh, you absolutely know what I suggest. And I suggest you tap in. Gang.